Welcome back, Gothamites. If you're new here, hi! I'm London, aka History of the Batman. Welcome to another 5 Bat Essentials in under 5 minutes, where I tell you Gothamites 5 top storylines for a particular character that you need to check out if you want to learn more about this part of the Dark Knight's awesome history. Our next spotlight is dedicated to the God of Fear himself, the Scarecrow, as requested by a Gothamite. But before we learn more about this classic Batman villain, why don't you subscribe to this channel and become part of this wonderful Gothamite community. Our first story is the Riddle of the Human Scarecrow. The character of Jonathan Crane debuted in Bill Finger and Bob Kane's story, The Riddle of the Human Scarecrow, which was originally published in 1941's World's Finest Comics, issue number 3. The reader learns about college psychology professor Jonathan Crane, who, in order to earn money for his books, would dress up as a human scarecrow during his robberies across Gotham City. And of course, the dynamic duo of Batman and Robin have to stop him. This story is an essential not just because it's Scarecrow's first appearance, but also for the fact that, unlike other classic rogues that debuted around this time, Jonathan Crane came with an origin story of how he became a Scarecrow, making him already a unique addition to the Dark Knight's Rogues Gallery. Our second story is The Fear. This next essential comes from October of 1985's animated TV show, Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians, in the episode called The Fear. Scarecrow is running around Gotham releasing fear transmitters so random Gothamites will experience their worst fears. When Batman and Robin go down an alley to confront Scarecrow, Batman becomes horrified. Later in the episode, a concerned Wonder Woman checks in with Bruce Wayne at Wayne Manor, who then reveals what he saw while he was in the alley with the Scarecrow, which was the death of his parents at a very young age. While the rest of the episode has Batman facing his fear of Crime Alley and taking down the Scarecrow, this episode is important because it's the first time you ever see the death of Bruce Wayne's parents outside of comic books, in a Super Friends incarnation no less. Also, Batman confronting his guilt of his parents' death, thanks to Scarecrow's fear toxins, is established as a common theme that will play out in different Batman and Scarecrow tales for the next 30 plus years. Our third story is Scarebeast. This story comes in Jed Winnick's 2004 arc As the Crow Flies, which was illustrated by Matt Wagner and Destin Nguyen, and originally published in Batman 626 through 630. When a huge population of mob bosses are taken out by some mysterious force in Gotham, Batman and Robin begin to investigate and learn that it is due to the Scarecrow with a very high concentrated dose of fear toxins. During this team up with the Penguin, through this toxin, Scarecrow is able to transform into a 14-foot tall monster that he calls Scarebeast, and he begins murdering not only innocent Gothamites, but also minions of the Penguin. And eventually the Scarebeast has to fight Batman, Robin, and Alfred Pennyworth. Scarebeast is an essential not just because of the amazing art, but also the fact that Scarecrow uses his weapon of fear and makes him literally larger than life. Our next story comes from The New 52, when Greg Hurwitz makes an entirely new origin story seen in 2012's Batman The Dark Knight, number 13. We learn that Jonathan Crane, when he was a child, was using his father's scientific experiments all about fear. And one night when Jonathan was locked in a room during his father's experiments, his father died of a heart attack, so Jonathan was stuck until he was found by the police. This traumatic experience resulted in his obsession of fear and phobias, well into him becoming a psychologist himself. But after he wanted to use patients as his test subjects to try out his new fear toxin, he instead turned to crime and became the Scarecrow. This story is an essential simply because it is a modern origin story for this character that is another interesting take on this classic villain. Our fifth and last story is the Insecurity Division, which is in Scott Bryan Wilson and Bill Everly's story from Batman Annual issue number 1 from 2017. The Scarecrow in the story teams up with the Haunter, who tries to spread fear toxin across Gotham City on Christmas. But after their plan backfires and they're put under the same fear toxins, Batman is able to apprehend the God of Fear. I personally think this is an essential story because it is a very cool and recent Scarecrow story. You get to see the Haunter, and it's always very fascinating to me when Scarecrow is put under his own fear toxins. If you are a fan of Scarecrow, I definitely recommend checking out these 5 awesome stories. Thank you guys so much for watching this 5 Batman Essentials in under 5 minutes all about Scarecrow. If you enjoyed this video, please give a bat thumbs up. As always, all of my social media is linked in the description below, including Instagram at History of the Batman, so why don't you give it a follow and become a Gothamite. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will have more History of the Batman soon, right here on YouTube. Remember, Gothamites, all about peace, love, and Batman. Bye.